Following our conclusion of the first season here in the Masters franchise, we're jumping right to the offseason. You guys can see LeBron James won the most valuable player of the year, man. 26.9 points per game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. And he shot 45% from the floor, 78% from free throw stripe, and 32% from the three-point line. Not bad, not bad. LeBron James at this point of his career was unstoppable, man. You couldn't even argue if he was the best player or not. This guy was coming into himself, and he seemed like a freak of nature. And the rookie of the year goes to Kyrie Irving, man. Kyrie had 23.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5.7 assists, shot 32% from the three-point line, 81% from the free throw stripe, 41% from the floor. Not bad, man. Kyrie is looking like he's primed to become a superstar like he is in the NBA today. And the sixth man award goes to Mehmet Okur. Mehmet was a beast as well, man, for the Jazz back then. Coming off the bench, killing it. He averaged 12.6 per game, 8.6 rebounds, and 1 block per game, shooting over 46% from the floor. And check out his three-point average, sitting at 38%. And the Defensive Player of the Year award goes to Josh Smith. Josh Smith averaged a double-double, 16 and 10, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, shot over 50% from the floor, and he had a 100% three-point average. Maybe he only shot 1, so we're not going to give him the best three-point shooter in the league award just yet. And the most improved player was Terrence Williams. Every time I played 2K11, he always gets this most improved player award. I guess the league thought he was going to be one of the best players in coming years, so he averaged 15 points per game, almost 7 rebounds, 4.6 assists, shot fairly decent from the floor, but not great from 3. And the Coach of the Year award goes to Don Nelson, who is coaching the Warriors right now. They went 54 and 28, man. You already know Don is 32 years in the game, and offensively they're a juggernaut, but defensively is where they lack. So now on to the NBA first team. You got Kobe, Deron Williams, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, and Chris Kaman for the Clippers. What a surprise. And on the second team, you got Dwayne Wade, Tariq Evans, Carmelo Anthony, Danny Granger, and Al Jefferson. And the second team consists of D. Rose, Chris Paul, Amari Stoudemire, Chris Bosh, and Andre Bargnani. And the all-defensive first team consists of Dwayne Wade, Jason Kidd, Josh Smith, LeBron James, and Ben Wallace. The all-defensive second team has Chris Paul, Tariq Evans, Tim Duncan, and Andre Black, and Marcus Camby. And the all-rookie first team consists of Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, Klay Thompson, Wesley Johnson, and Kawhi Leonard. And the all-rookie second team has John Wall, Blake Griffin, Evan Turner, DeMarcus Cousins, and Ed Davis. So now we're going to move on to the playoffs, where the Lakers will be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and the Heat, they got the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. So in the first round for the West, you got the Lakers facing the OKC Thunder, the Utah Jazz facing the Denver Nuggets, the Dallas Mavericks facing the Memphis Grizzlies, the Golden State Warriors facing the Houston Rockets. And on the east side, you got the Miami Heat facing the New York Knicks, the Chicago Bulls facing the New Orleans Saints, the Atlanta Hawks facing the Orlando Magic, and the Boston Celtics facing the Milwaukee Bucks. So after simulating each round up until the finals, you got the Miami Heat facing the Lakers in the finals, man. The finals that everybody was expecting this year, Kobe versus LeBron James. And let's see how this plays out. And after simulating the NBA championship, the Heat won this thing, man. The Heat, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh took out Kobe and Paul Gasol in 6 games. And you know the finals MVP would go to LeBron James, who averaged 28.4 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, almost 3 steals. And this would be LeBron's first NBA championship and his first finals MVP. So now that we got the playoffs out of the way, we're going to move on to the retirement stage of the offseason. Alright, so the biggest name to retire this year will be Shaquille O'Neal, as Shaq retires as a Celtic following them getting swept in the second round by the Orlando Magic. So Shaq wasn't able to add another NBA title under his name, but hey, we respect the Big Diesel. He put on one of the best NBA careers that we've seen thus far. Also, you got Kurt Thomas, who will retire as a Bull. You have Juwan Howard and Ilgauskas retiring as well after winning a championship with the Heat. And a guy that will be leaving our team is Bowen, but he played 11 years total in the NBA, which is a pretty good career for anyone. And for the coaches that retire, you got Jerry Sloan. His last go at it in the NBA ended in the second round where they got swept by Phil Jackson and the Los Angeles Lakers. And George Karl would call it quits as well after he got swept in the first round by Jerry Sloan and the Jazz. And Rick Alderman will retire as the Rockets head coach after losing to the Lakers in the conference finals. So the only Hall of Fame inductee this year will be Shaquille O'Neal, who had a wonderful career like I stated earlier. He finished his career after playing 1,252 games, averaging 23 points and 10 rebounds per game. And the Diesel was arguably the most dominant player to ever play in the NBA, especially in the late 90s and the early 2000s when him and Kobe went crazy. So now we're going to take a look at our roster, man, and see what type of improvements that our squad has made. So you got Kenneth Godfrey at the top of our squad with the highest rating, but we don't see any improvements for him. And throughout, you can see Hodge, he will receive a 4-point boost, along with Sun Yu. He will receive a 4-point boost, which will put these guys in the low 50s. Gardner, he will receive a little boost as well. So our team will probably see a lot of new faces, man. We're going to try to re-sign some of these guys that we think will be beneficial to our squad next year. So now we're going to move on to the White House visit, which is a very interesting task here in the off season, where the team that wins the NBA Finals went to the White House and took pictures with the president. So I wonder if we play for like 20 years, will Obama be the president still? That's pretty neat little take, man. But I wonder if they will put like a fake president up there after like his tenure is over. So now we're going to move on to the free agency period, where you can see who will be jumping into free agency after declining their player option, or the team declined the team option. So you got Carmelo Anthony at the top. This is the year where he went to the New York Knicks, so it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. He declined his player option to resign with the Nuggets, I guess because of the Nuggets having George Karl leave. And I believe he don't want to go through a new coaching change. And, you know, he don't believe that team has what it takes to get to the championship. So I'll be interested to see what type of team he signed with. Will he sign with one of the best teams to create a super team like LeBron did in Miami, or will he go with the money? That'll be very interesting. So now we're going to move on to the draft lottery, where we have a 25% chance at getting the #1 pick, which we need this season. 25% chance, and the Minnesota Timberwolves has a 19% chance in the 3rd place spot. And then you got the Washington Wizards, the Knicks, who made it to the playoffs as an 8 seed. They have a top 5 chance. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. So Carmelo might slide over there, man. If he get a pretty decent draft pick, he might slide to the Knicks like history showed us. So after the draft lottery, man, they played us, man. They played us. We got the 4th pick. And the Knicks got the 2nd pick, bro. A team that made the playoffs got the 2nd pick. That pick came from a trade earlier in the season. And the Knicks got the 15th pick as well, man. The Knicks might be balling next year. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the free agency along with those 2 picks. So a quick look at the mock draft, where I created a few players, just fictional names, and, you know, dressed them up a little bit to make them look more NBA ready than 2K will generate them, because 2K generates some of the ugliest combinations of accessories, the ugly faces. Oh man, it looks crazy sometimes. It looks so generic. But we got Washington, the small forward, as a top pick. That's what everybody expecting. The guy for Oklahoma, the 7-footer. He's 7 feet tall at small forward. I guess he's supposed to be like KD, man, because he's from Oklahoma. KD went to Texas. Hey, he might be a baller. We're going to see if we can draft him. And then you got Childress, the point guard, coming from SMU. He will be the #2 pick, they're saying. And Garcia, another point guard. So 2 point guards in the top 3. All right, be interesting to see. And with the 4th pick, they say Cannon going from Seton Hall. We have the 4th pick, but I don't think we need a center right now. We can probably get a pretty decent center in the free agency. And then you got Houston, the point guard, sitting there with the 5th pick. All right, so we're going to slide on to the draft, man. This is the draft here in 2011 up here in New York. You got your boy David Stern at the podium. And let's see who goes #1 to the Washington Wizards, man. The Washington Wizards get Rolando Washington, the small forward from Oklahoma. Then Childress slides to the Knicks. So the Knicks got a point guard. Melo, where you go? And with our pick, we're going to try to trade it away, man. We're going to trade it away to the Kings. The Kings said they'll give us Antoine Wright. He's not overpriced, and he's 27 years of age. And they're going to give us their 1st round pick, which is the pick #6, only 2 spots down. So we're going to accept that trade. We're going to take that one, man, and we're going to slide down to the 6th spot. I think we'll be able to get our dude anyway. So the Kings selected a point guard with that pick, so that's pretty cool for us. And the pick before that, the Nets took Garcia, which is another point guard. And with the 5th pick, the Timberwolves select Cannon Fred Cannon from Seton Hall, the only big man to go in the top 5. And with our pick, we're going to select Wayne Stewart, the 6'6" small forward from Virginia Union. He's going to slide over here to Idaho, and hopefully we can get him paired up with some vets along with Kenneth Godfrey, and we can probably make a playoff push, baby. And with the 7th pick, the Clippers selected a small forward, Loren Wells from Arizona, and the 8th pick ended up getting traded. So the Kings traded for our pick, and they selected Houston, but now they're going to trade Houston for the 8th pick and TJ Ford. Pretty decent trade, I think. So the Kings ended up selecting Douglas Harlan, and then the Pistons took the point guard from Russia, Tito. And Hassan Williams will be the 2nd center to go on the board to the 76ers, and the Cavaliers select the shooting guard Douglas Little. Also, the Suns ended up selecting Adai Ejiofor from Nigeria, a shooting guard, and the Spurs took the point guard Randy Riley from Georgia Tech. And the Bucks took a shooting guard Clifton Collins from Northwestern. And after that, we ended up simulating the rest of the draft. I just wanted to go over the lottery picks. And you guys can see we selected Wayne Stewart in the 1st round, and we got Newton, the power forward, in the 2nd round. So now we're going to move on to the conclusion of the free agency period. We're not going to go through the whole free agency period like that. We're going to just recap what happened. And you can see that the Heat and the Raptors made a trade where the Heat traded their 1st round pick in Eddie House to the Raptors for Tyson Chandler and a 2nd round pick in next year's draft. So we ended up signing a center in Joel Przybilla. He's a veteran. He's not that great, but he will bring the big bruiser mentality that we were missing last year. All right, so the biggest news in this year's free agency was Carmelo Anthony signing to the Bucks for 4 years, a $79 million deal. So I guess he chased the money because that team is not primed to go to the finals. And the Hawks signed Andre Miller, and the Jazz signed Tracy McGrady. To a big deal like that, Tracy McGrady, oh my goodness. And Andre Karolinko ended up going to the Heat, so the Heat going to try to run it back. And the Masters, we signed Michael Redd, another veteran, to a 1-year deal. And we also got another big man, Eddie Curry, and we signed him to a 2-year deal. Also, we signed Tayshaun Prince to a 2-year deal. Thaddeus Young, which was our biggest signing, to a 3-year deal. He's a great young player. He can do it all. And the Pacers ended up signing Monte Ellis to a 5-year deal. Whoa, pretty risky there, buddy. And the Lakers signed Matt Barnes to a 3-year deal. He resigns with that squad. And the Pacers signed Zach Randolph as well. The Pacers is out here spending money, buku cash. And the Nets bring OG Vince back for a 1-year deal. That's pretty cool. I guess he's going to get ready to retire there. And the Raptors signed Aaron Brooks to a huge deal. And the Lakers ended up giving Larry Hughes a chance. Okay, 1-year deal, a minimum contract. And the Kings got Wilson Chandler. That's going to be pretty interesting. And the Knicks signed Shannon Brown, I guess, to replace Wilson Chandler. And the Jazz ended up signing Troy Murphy. And we bought in the boy Starberry. Come on back from China, man. We need some veteran leadership at point guard. And we were able to get Patty Mills on a 2-year deal as well. And the Celtics signed the boy Luke Richard and Bob Mute to a 4-year deal. And the Jazz signed Michael Petrus to a 4-year deal. And the Nuggets signed Alonzo G to a 3-year deal. And we were able to bring back our boy Thomas Gardner for 1 more year. And the Thunder made an interesting trade with the Pistons for Ben Wallace. They traded young Serge Ibaka and Judd James for him. And the 76ers will sign Brandon Wright to a 3-year deal. And the Heat put some money on Reggie Williams. And the Pacers picked up Sebastian Telfair on a 4-year deal. And the Pacers also signed Mitchell Dunn. Man, nobody spent more money than the Pacers this year. And now you guys get a quick look at our lineup for next year and a quick sneak peek at our roster in total. So we're going to be running with my boy Kenneth Godfrey at point guard, Michael Redd at shooting guard, Tayshaun Prince at small forward, Thaddeus Young at power forward, and Joe Przybilla at center. And our 6th man is going to be our 1st round draft pick, Wayne Stewart. You know, Patty Mills going to get in there and get some burn, and the guy we traded for, right. So this team right here should be winning at least 30 to 40 games this year, man. We're going to try to make a playoff push. We might make it in as an AC, but when we get into the playoffs, we're going to make some noise, man. We're going to make some noise for sure. And I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Our first offseason is under our belt, and I think this team is prime and moving in the right direction. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section, and holla at your boy McGruff, baby. I'm out of here. 1.